Yesterday, I told you that we have within us two very important powers. The first power is the power of desire, by which we desire, called as Ichha Shakti in Sanskrit language, and the another power which is called as the Kriya power, or we can say the power of action. These two are really gross powers which are expressed outside as sympathetic nervous system. Left and right sympathetic nervous system. The central path is called the Sushumna Nadi, the channel of our ascent. This channel represents our evolution through ages. We can say that this channel is responsible for giving us our evolution from amoeba to this stage as a human being. And all the centers that you see there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all of them are the milestones in our progress, in our evolution. These are all placed within us. These subtle centers are there. They are all there. And we are made up of this beautiful instrument. We are not aware of it. Of course, we are not aware. Also, we can't see them because they are subtle centers and we cannot see with our naked eyes. We can only see the manifestation of these centers outside as gross plexuses. Now today, as I told you yesterday, I will be dealing with each center one by one, and I'll tell you what these centers represent within us. Now the very first center is the center of our innocence. Before creating us, before creating this universe, innocence was created. Innocence is the most powerful power on this earth. Innocence is love, innocence is God, and innocence is the only thing that really keeps us going in this horrible world in which we are born. This innocence we find in the matter. Matter is innocent. If you hit the matter, it will hit you. If you don't hit it, it is all right. You can change the form of the matter. You see, in the, say for this hall, it won't trouble you. If you are here, it will give you a shade. If you want, you can use it for disturbing others, for destroying others. The way you want to use it, you can use it because it doesn't say anything to us. So at this center is the carbon element which started growing within us. We can say the carbon is in the center of the whole system of elements. Carbon is in the center because it is a tetravalent element. As you know, it has got 4 valencies. And when carbon came in its existence, then only life could be produced. And this center is the center where we became really tetravalent. Means we became an element by which we could become human beings. We could become the living things. The living thing started when carbon came into existence. So this center is very important because this center represents that stage of human evolution where we became living human beings. Before this, we were dead people. We were just like these stones and things that you see around. After that is I told you that center, about that I talked to you yesterday. After that you have the second center of our seeking. When an animal came into being, he started seeking. First he started seeking the food. For example, the unicellular animals like amoeba and all that, they just seek food. They do not seek anything else but food. And that is the beginning of our seeking. So the first grossest seeking was the food, where we started seeking something for our growth, for our nutrition. The second seeking started when some of the animals felt that they were too big for their sizes, they couldn't move around, and they found it impossible to do something about it. Now we can say that even before these animals were made, before that the fishes themselves were surrounded by land, and one of the fishes had to come out, the future that was going to happen. In these chaotic conditions and confusions, we start seeking more and more, and the real seeking is that of beyond. Of course, we must say that the play of the seeking is not only human. There is also God's play. It is God who wants you to seek. It is God who wants you to get your realization. You are the epitome of His creation. Human beings are the highest that He has created. You see how beautifully He has created you. In thousands of years, from amoeba, from carbon, for an ordinary, say from an hydrogen atom, you have become like this. There must be some purpose, some reason why God has made you like this. It's not just a wasteful, purposeless activity of God, but what is the purpose of God? Why did He do it? Nobody thinks about it. Scientists, of course, they're being honest, they say we cannot find out, so forget about it. Whatever they cannot find out and reason out, they just don't discuss. So one has to see whether there is some reason or not. Is there any purpose in our life, or are we to come on this earth and just to die like any other animal and have no gains in our human awareness? This question has been arising into the minds of thousands of people and thousands of people. And at this time, as you know, the market was full with the idea that we have to seek. So the market got flooded with all kinds of people who wanted to market it. I mean, it's automatic. There are marketeers for everything. You want something, you will find marketeers just coming around. And that's how it happened. And they took advantage of the simplicity and of the, I would say, the naivety of people, and they misused them and misled them. They could not understand how God can be organized by these people. How? Whether they were the contractors of God, or how could they talk of God. What was the sign and symptom of a person who comes to you and says that I am God and you should receive this thing from me? What we believe in was the superficial appearances. Like a person has, say, 58 Rolls Royce. He must be a great man. Not a saint. The saint doesn't have any Rolls Royces. We could not see that. See, for us, it was very much great that he lives in a big mansion. Not the saint. The saint doesn't want mansions. He can live on the street. For him, it does not matter whether it's a mansion or a street, makes no difference to him. And this is the simple thing that they did not know about a saint. And they got impressed by all these things, by the medias and the way they put up the show and the circus that they carried. This is the saddest part of the whole story, and that's how our seeking was misled. Today, I would like, supposing this finger says I am all right, or this finger says I am all right, it is going to trouble the whole body. It's such a nonsense that it is better to cut it off than to keep it there. Malignancy that works in us is the same, that you are on own, you are old. What's wrong? I am on my own. Any cell that becomes like that is really malignant because it has no relationship with the whole. It has no relationship with the coordination and the cooperation of the whole thing, how it is working out. It is on its own. What's wrong? The wrong is that you are getting out of circulation. And very soon you will land up in a place which is called as hell. And then you will ask, oh, I never knew. You are all connected with each other. You are all part and parcel of one collective being, which you have to just feel it and understand that you become that. Till this is connected to the mains, this doesn't work out. Once it is connected to the mains, it works out. In the same way, unless and until you are connected to the mains, you cannot know that you are a collective being. Before that, we form big organizations. We are all brothers and sisters, and just after a month of that formation of an organization, you find that people are cutting each other's throats. Why? Because they are not really brothers and sisters, they have not felt it. When you become, then you just can't help it. Like people may say that, Mother, you help so many people, you do so much for them, why do you cure them? I said, whom do I cure? Who's the other? If this finger is paining, I have to rub it off and get it all right. It's a part and parcel of me. If there is not the other, then you just help the other person because he's part and parcel of you. If somebody is getting drowned and you are trying to save that person, you are doing it because something in you is dying. You are not doing it because you are trying to help the person, because there's something in you is dying and you want to save that person. This is what it is, and this collectivity you can only feel if you are first of all in balance. The people who go off their balances are very difficult to get their realization. This is one side of the movement in Dharma also. When they seek God, when they seek their realization, they go to the other side of it. Now people can't believe that for this you cannot put in any effort. No action is needed. Now look at the trees. Look at the flowers. How spontaneously they become fruits. Look at the trees. How they turn themselves, the leaves, towards the sun, and how they get their chlorophyll established in them. How it happens so spontaneously. How it works out, how they understand. While we think that by doing some sort of an effort, we are going to become something higher, is absolutely an absurd idea. As it is, you did nothing to become human beings. You did nothing whatsoever. You became human being effortlessly. And further, if you have to go, it has to be effortless. Everything vital is always effortless. As I said the other day, if you have to breathe, and for breathing if you have to go to libraries and go to some guru and pay him some money, how many will survive? It is so vital that it has to happen. The only difference in this evolution, and the evolution so far we have had, is this, that this you being free, you are going to feel it in your awareness. Before this, you never felt it in your awareness. Now only at this time you are going to feel it in your awareness that you have become the other person. That a cocoon has become the butterfly. That an egg has become a bird. You can feel it within yourself, this happening. You can absolutely monitor it within yourself, and you are aware of it, that this has happened. This is a blessing placed within you since long, and that's why it is sahaja, means born with you, sahaja, born with you. But today this sahaja yoga has become a mahayoga. It has become a great yoga because one can work it out on en masse. For many people can get realization. Just like a blossom time, many, many flowers can become fruits. In the same way, many people can get realization. At this time, when it is such an important time, this is the time of judgment that has started. Now how will you judge yourself? How will God judge you? Is He going to put you on the say, some sort of a weightlifting, or onto some sort of one of the human tricks that we play to judge a person's abilities? No. The Kundalini is going to rise first of all. When the Kundalini rises, you start getting that awareness on your fingers. You start feeling the all-pervading power on your fingers, because these are the centers of your subtle being, which get awakened, you start feeling it. And by that feeling, you get that vibratory awareness, by which you get the discrimination, and you know what's wrong with you, and you know what's wrong with others. So you judge yourself, you improve yourself, you know the method how to improve yourself. You feel better and better and better, and then once you are all right, you judge yourself. There is no need for God to judge, but God within you, your own spirit judges you. Because when the Kundalini rises, she touches the fontanelle bone area where she pierces through. You can feel first sometimes the throbbing, and then the cool breeze starts coming in, There is the spirit, the seat of the spirit. Though he resides in the heart in human beings, the seat of the spirit is on top of your head. And when it touches that, you start getting this discrimination and you start understanding it. Now if I tell you, don't do this, that's why these 10 commandments are that don't do this, don't do that. But human beings are such, if you tell them, don't do it, they'll do it 100 times. There's something wrong with them. I tell you, the brain is sometimes upside down, I think. If you tell them, please don't do it, don't burn your, even to a child, human child, if you tell him, now don't put your hand in the candle, you'll burn it. Still he'll burn himself. He must learn. He's so ego-oriented that he must learn by burning his hand. He must learn everything through experience of his ego. Till he is nicely bashed, he won't listen. So the best thing I thought was to give the realization. Once you have the realization, once your car has started, you will know where is the problem.